everyone. Good afternoon. I hope you can hear me. So if you can hear me, just let me know in the comments. Say hi so we know you're here as well. Okay, so welcome everyone to our webinar. It's called Tech Support, Getting Work Done from Home. This webinar is a multi-part series and today is part 2. So part 2 today will focus on PDFs. So PDFs, we usually have to use it for record of appeal and bundles of authority. So it's something we actually deal with a lot at work. So with work from home becoming a common thing and with cases rising, unfortunately, I don't know how much longer we'll be at home. So I think it's best that we all familiarize with ourselves with how to handle PDFs with ease from home instead of the traditional methods that we are used to at work. So this includes paginating, merging, splitting, and all that. So this is part 2. Just to let you know, if you missed part 1 was on registering client information and collaborating on a document with your staff, LAs, and also your clients. So if you missed that, you can actually watch that anytime on our Facebook page and also our YouTube channel. So also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel while you're at it. We'll have a part 3, so look out for that in the future. So for now, back to our part 2, I'll actually introduce our speaker for today. Mr. Imran, can you please share your screen? Okay, so Imran Ismail is a partner at Mrs. Melanie. Imran specializes in dispute resolution and handles various corporate transactions. He is an avid gamer and applies the use of technology in all aspects of his practice. As such, we invited him today to share his expertise with us. By the end of this webinar, we hope that members will be able to effectively handle PDFs and edit all the PDF documents. Our speaker today will actually expose you to both paid products and also free methods of preparing PDFs. So you can opt for either. So Imran will share with you what he knows and then you can choose what you prefer, I guess. So with that, Imran, the floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Anis. Thank you, Jehovah, for inviting me here. This is a continuation of the talk we had on Saturday, where we collaborated on a document. Okay, it's displayed here, the document that we were working on Saturday. So if you guys missed out on that one, just go back and have a look at that video. Essentially, what we did is we worked on this one document together, multiple parties, and inserted all the details. So today, generally, I'll just go to the secondary aspect, which is the PDF bundling, the preparation of documents where before you file it into court itself. There are some maybe tips or tricks that I can hopefully teach you, and maybe I will also learn something from today's session, and hopefully it'll be very helpful. So without wasting any time, let's go into the document first. So this document was prepared last Saturday. I just basically extracted the document itself. Initially, it was on the Google Drive. It was on Google Documents, which was worked together. So I downloaded it into the Word document, and I completed it into here. So basically, essentially, if you're sort of, you've done your normal day-to-day work, this is what it normally ends up with. You finish your documents, everything's ready. Essentially, if it's signed, what you first need to do then is just compile it into a full set of documents, assuming that it is ready for you to actually file it into court. So first thing, in case some of you are not sure, let's save it into your documents as a PDF first. So when you click to save it, as usual, save, copy, options that are available, you can directly click save it as a PDF. I'll be teaching how to do it directly as PDF, then we'll form the documents subsequently. So I'm saving into this folder. And now it's here. I'm showing my folder. The document is here. Okay. So this is the PDF. Essentially what it was just now. In the normal sense, when you are actually ready for this, you would have actually a signing page, fully signed document, or you actually have a copy which is you want to attach it to. I'll also show how that is going to be done, and you don't have any exhibits. Sometimes what happens is clients send you over the documents in PDF form, or scanned it from their offices, or your staff has scanned the documents and put it into the file. You need to actually compile it together. So this thing can be done by yourself. I'm showing you how I do it by using the Adobe Acrobat Pro DC. This is not the free version of the Adobe Acrobat. This is the paid version of the Adobe Acrobat, which you can get on a monthly subscription. I believe it's about 80 ringgit, I think 70 to 80 ringgit a month, which provides you with access for three people. Three computers are basically, and then two people can be on at the same time, which means you can pick and choose which computer has access at the same time, and it can be installed on all three devices. So right now, this is how it looks like for the pro version. There's multiple tools inside where you can have access to all these things. It's a lot of things and a lot of tools that's given by Adobe, the premium version. If you don't have the premium version, I believe what you have access to is, I think it's not even here. Just I think you have the rights to actually even just read only, and also possibly fill and sign, and that depends on the document itself that you are looking at. So right now, what we had created just now, we've created a PDF. What we should do is we will attach these documents together. Just now, sorry, yeah, this is the completed affidavit. And assuming since we're doing the probate matter, we want to add in the death certificate. So what I just essentially did is add files. You have the option of adding as many files as you want. And this is how it looks like. You have the ability to actually expand the pages, manipulate the pages. You can move them around, move the same pages. Sometimes, after scanning documents, the documents are all over the place. Sometimes the signing page has moved, the exhibits are not in order. This is where you actually have the opportunity to actually manipulate everything. And yeah, just make sure it's properly connected. Sometimes you want to add on the signing pages. If it's a corporate document, you do it. And counterparts, you may want to just add everything together. Sometimes that it is what it is. Sometimes you get documents which are not in order. So this is a very good tool. It allows you to actually play around with it. You can add on additional pages. You can, I can technically even put the exhibit directly inside the whole set of document. So yeah, that's what happens. When you click combine, it combines it into one document. You have to remember this is not a document that's already saved. So you do have to save this as another document. So what I did just now, after adding it on together, it forms directly into the whole set of documents. So this is essentially, you have gotten your final product of an affidavit. The skills and step that you do, you can actually use it for all your other court documentation. So it shouldn't be too difficult, but there are certain things that you might need to just play around with to learn how to use it. Next, I will go into any comments? No. I will go into preparation of a bundle of authorities. Essentially, bundle authorities for court of, we're playing around as if it's filing it for court of appeal. It will be the same as how you do it for all the other bundle of documents for court of appeal, your record of appeal, and all these things. So let's prepare one. I've taken the liberty of taking a sample cover, and also this is a Word document. I will now create one record. So what you can do is actually first, you can actually play around with actually doing it into a PDF document, or you can actually take a direct Word document. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, you can directly take a Word document and combine it with a PDF document, which I prepared the index of the file. And then you can add on the authorities. So this is essentially how it looks like. But remember, this one is still in a Word document. It will prompt you. It's converting it directly into PDF now. It takes a bit of time because it's converting directly from Word to PDF and it combines it all together. So this is what I've done. It's now essentially formed as a whole set of your Ikatan Authority. So when you prepare your documents, essentially most of your documents is already in PDF form. So this is a good example. Blue Valley Plantation. Okay. Oh, I've done it wrong. I will need to create a new one. Sorry. Okay, cover Ikatan Authority. In this case, yeah. And, yeah, the cover. So this is the whole set of documents. Say I'm preparing the bundle of authorities. This is the cover itself. This is how it looks like. This one is already in PDF. And this is a copy of the authority that I will be referring. This is a copy of the index that I prepared in relation to the cases. This is another copy of the case. So what I would need to do is I will move my index here and Tan Kim Ho, Blue Valley, and Pembinaan. Okay. Tan Kim Ho, I will move it around, put it first, Blue Valley, and Pembinaan. Okay, so the cases are all in order. Documents are in. I can manipulate it, play around with it. I can, even if I want to, I can actually pull out certain pages if I want. But I will not do that. I will combine. And now it becomes this. So, for Court of Appeal, if you're doing a civil matter, as usual, you do need to have a red cover. What some people do is you print it out directly on the red cover and then you scan it back in. With this process, you don't have to do it that way. What you can do is you edit your PDF. Now you change the background. Because for Court of Appeal matters, only you want to change the front page. You just elect for it to be on the first page. And then you select the color, which is red. And now you apply it. And now you have the cover for your bundle authority. So depending on, if it's supposed to be in blue, and I think now it's in pink for criminal matters, this is also how you can do it. So that is how you've inserted the color. So by doing this way, I'm assuming it does help to reduce the file size. You are technically no longer scanning a colored image into a document. It is actually part of the document itself, and you can potentially save a lot of file sizes just because you're no longer using an image as part of the file. So next thing that you need to do for it is you want to add on page numbers. Okay, so usually we put it on the top right corner. You insert page number. Usually I choose around 20, the size. For the page format, you normally start on page 2. Start on page 2. Then again, you use this page range option. You choose from page 2 onwards. Then you click, make sure it's okay. Click OK, and it's already applied to your whole set of documents. And you have it there. So you have a running number that's already created on your whole set of documents. Your arrangement is in order. Everything's paginated properly. And one trick that happens when you actually do combine documents from other PDFs is when you click your bookmarks, it automatically bookmarks your documents that's already put into the set. You don't have to, it is a bit tedious. I usually tend to tell my associates that, when you prepare bundle authorities, make sure that it is bookmarked so that it's easier, because when you're looking through a whole set of hundreds of pages, you don't know where your exhibits are, you don't know where the references are. By doing it this way, everything's automatically indexed, and also makes your life easier when you do the next step, which is pagination. So this is the index, this is the page number. I will need to put in the page numbers. I'm gonna just click on that. I know now. Okay, for the first case, it's on page 3, second case on page 41, and last case is on page 55. So go back. I will insert page 3. So you just add text. You can create a text box for you to insert, and you can just add on page. Just 41. So 41 and 55. 55. So the good part about this is you can also move it around. So make it more organized. You can elect to have lines if you want to, but I don't. This looks a bit okay. So essentially what I've shown just now, you have created your whole set of bundle of authorities using the paid version of Adobe PDF. So anybody have any questions? Anybody else?
We are okay now, Imran.
Okay, cool.
Thank
So
you.
if no questions, I will now jump on to the free version, which I've been asked to also give some introduction on. So just for reminders purposes, this one you do need to save. You know, for yeah. Now we'll go into a free version. Let's go into I Love PDF. Okay, this is a free tool that's available online. I think you can work on it without having a subscription. The tools essentially are almost similar to what is inside the paid version. The difference is it's a bit finicky. You do have to opt in and out from some of the options, the tools, and I will show you how to do it now. So we'll start again with the same process. We will combine PDF. Oh, sorry. One thing I forgot to mention, for the cover of the authorities, that I don't think there is a process for you to actually change the color inside I Love PDF itself. What you can do is you do it directly inside your Word document. You go into design, you go into page color, you elect red. So this is you do it directly inside your Word document, and you can save it as PDF. Okay, so we go back into the I Love PDF. This is the URL up here. Select your file. I have the red cover. I will add my index, my cases, and it comes like this. So the option just now for me to manipulate is a bit lacking. I think you can do it, but you have to split up as an individual document itself. You cannot really manipulate inside the arrangement. I think there is another option, but yeah, it's a bit finicky if you want to do it that way. So this one also I need to see. I think it's Tan Kim Ho, which is yeah, this is the difficult part. Tan Kim Ho, Blue Valley, okay. Tan Kim Ho, Blue Valley, Brilliant. All right, the index, okay. Then you merge it into one PDF. What it does is it works online. Essentially, everything is done through their own system. It creates their own save file. You can open the file, or if you do need to do further works, you have some options to add on certain things. So, like here, it allows you to add page numbers, and this is the page numbering tool. Where you want to position your page number. Normally, we do the top right. You start on page 2, and you start on page from number 2, and then this is how you select the size. Well, let's put it back to 20, and you elect to add page numbers. It will start doing the work on the online again. It will allow you to file. Yeah, this is the file that's created using I Love PDF. Almost essentially the same thing, a bit more finicky that you have to wait here and there and it automatically generates. There's also issues about cybersecurity, whether if you're doing bundle authorities, which is fine. If you're doing your client affidavits, where it has client information, IC copies, you might not want to do it over free software online. But that is purely on the members themselves how they do it. I do not. It's a whole different discussion altogether. But yeah, so basically this is the same set I created now using the free version. The finicky part about this is it doesn't allow you to suddenly go back and edit. I would need to save it. Yeah, it's I Love PDF. This is a save file. I will go back to I Love PDF. I would edit PDF and select the file. Yeah, this is what we did just now. Okay, so this is what we did just now. So what we do need to do is lastly insert the page numbers. There's a bit of difficulty that now I don't have the bookmarks for me to refer to, but I can essentially know it's on page 3 here. And it looks like the case finishes around or 41, K 341, and I think 55 is now. Yeah, so okay. Okay, page 3. And 5. Right. That's about right. Yeah. Okay. And not wrong, it should be processing. Yeah. This depends entirely on your internet speed. So do consider that. And this is your completed version. All right. I have essentially showed you now how to do your bundles using the free and paid versions. So essentially, the whole system for making the bundles is the same process. You do take your PDFs of whatever documents. Generally, the amount of work is going into the cover itself and the index, and all the subsequent documents are your PDFs. So that is essentially it, Anis. I think it's not too
Okay.
long.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate it. But there are some questions. I'll get to the
Sure.
first
Yeah.
question that's on Facebook. The question is how to make text unselectable after converting Word document to PDF.
Okay, this one, let's see. Not sure on the paid version. There is. Okay, let me learn together with you guys. Because I know how to do it on the paid version. Let's see. Cover. There you go. Not that much. Okay. The security tool here does not seem to be. It's not that great. Okay. I will show you on the paid version. Let's go look at the cover ikatan authority. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, this is the cover I created just now. This is if you, for example, you have a PDF, not this document. I don't think you have any issue about people amending this document. But say a PDF that you have and it's created, it's done, you want to issue it out, you don't want people to actually amend it. This is the reason why actually I bought this tool. What you do is you do protect, you go into advanced version, you create your security policy. Sorry, manage security policies. You create a new policy. You create with password. Say for sharing to opponents or counterparts. Um, Now this is the essential tool that you actually do need to look into. Clicking this one will allow you to actually lock a document. If you want to share it, you want to restrict the number of people who has access to it. You can create a password lock over a document, where you just lock it and then you create a password and share it separately or together with the document. The next one is actually this one, the more important one. Okay, permissions. This one you can select to reduce the quality of your printing, which is 150 dpi, which is lower quality. It is better you share it on low quality if it's not the executable document. Doesn't it allows people to not suddenly utilize the document if you already created, but if you're really sharing it for people to start execute it, maybe you use a higher resolution one. Changes allowed. Okay, this is where you allow for people to insert, delete, rotate pages, manipulate it around. Um, what I was doing just now, if you have allowed that, that's the only thing you can do. Filling in form fields. This is where actually you create forms out of your documents itself. You What we've done a few times is we created standardized contracts, standardized forms for people to use, where purely we just need them to fill in the details, the particulars, and just sign the documents. This is where you start creating it. Commenting, this is where maybe you want to allow for opponents to actually look at it, and any except extracting pages, which means they can pull out certain pages. Now the next one is, if you elect none, they can do no changes, and you select here, deselect here. If it's selected here, it allows for people to actually copy the text, which allows the same way as yeah, for you to be able to highlight, copy, right click, copy and click and move it around. If you don't allow it, it prevents people from actually making any changes, copying of text and documents. And to do this, also, you restrict people from working on the documents. You have to put a password. So let's put a password. Sorry. Okay. When you actually put in a password, it'll ask you twice so that you don't forget. If you do actually put a password on the document before opening, you actually have to enter two different passwords. So you finish and click here, apply to this document. Okay, when you apply to this document, it doesn't automatically create a protection over the document itself. You do have to enable save. Then you'll start seeing it'll say secured on top. Okay. Yeah, cannot copy from that. So yeah, that is actually how you protect and secure a document, prevent it from being copied by other parties. Huh?
Okay, thank you. So basically, we need the paid version.
I do recommend that. I tried the free version just now. I don't think it has that many options. It just really restricts you to locking it with a password.
Yeah, basically it's just for people to access the document. You can then
Yeah,
prevent them from copying it, right?
yeah.
Okay, next question is for I Love PDF, which is a free version. Can we merge a Word document with a PDF?
I believe you can. Um,
So we don't have to convert the cover into a PDF first.
Here you go. Mm,
Do you want to try?
you can try. I mean,
We'll try. And we'll see what it says.
there you go. Right. File new. Sorry, it's not
Oh,
allowed to use this
yeah.
example. Yeah. So you
No.
do actually have to go down the route of actually converting it into a PDF first. Then you actually have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then.
So basically, you just have the added step of saving your Microsoft Word document as a PDF, and then only you can merge it together on
Yep.
the free tool. Yeah. Okay. Next question: how do you sign on a free PDF version?
Free PDF version sign. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. So this function, I'm assuming it works similarly to how. Let's sign the affidavit.
Affidavit. Oh, fancy.
All right. Um, yeah, you can opt to put in a text signature. It's basically usually just a stylized font, I guess, which is used for signing, or you can draw, which I believe, yeah, it works on your mouse. Or you can actually upload a sample signature here. What you might want to do is sometimes create your own, especially with doing this whole digital um, environment now. You may want to have your own. You can, if you have a tablet somewhere, you have a phone, you can put it on your notepad, do it on a white background. The AI on your Adobe Acrobat does tend to actually work quite good. It would look like you actually sign on the dotted line when you upload it there. I'm not sure about I Love PDF,
Okay.
but I guess let's try it here.
Yeah. Let's try drawing one.
Okay, okay. Sorry.
What?
Okay.
Asking for a lot now.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
And yeah, so it saves your signatures, which is a bit scary because now you're doing it on the public and open software, which I'm
Oh,
not sure they'll be storing your signature inside. Um, but it is something you have to consider. That's why I also, as much as possible, try to use the paid version. but,
okay.
but if you do need to, I know understand the cost associated with it is something to consider. Um, and yeah, that it is available for you to actually use it.
Yeah, but
Put
not
in the key.
recommended because it's your own signature, right?
Yep. So if you want to initialize,
You
put
can
your
do that
initials
too.
on every page, you can insert all this,
Yeah.
which is essentially the same thing as what you do for the Adobe PDF.
Do you want to show us on the paid version as well?
Um, I have, but our okay. Let's see the complete sample here. Okay, I have sample signatures, which is our official office marks and all.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. But basically, you just paste it there, right? That's all you have
yeah,
to do.
you can
Just
paste
copy
it
it.
there,
It's the
and
same as what it was on the Island PDF.
yeah.
Okay, next question. This is my own question, Imran. Can
Okay,
you help me compare the size between the merged free one and the merged professional one, the paid one? Because you know how sometimes when we upload documents on EFS, it says, "Oh, your size is too big. Your size is too big," which is a common problem. So I want to
okay,
know whether it's actually smaller or about the same size.
okay. So just now we completed this one. This about
This is
one
the
point.
Adobe paid one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's about 1 megabyte.
Yeah,
Is it 1 megabyte? Yeah.
1,000. Okay.
And the complete sample just now, which is this one. Is it? Yeah, with the page
Yeah.
numbers and oh, it's not paginating. Let's do it. Let's all right. Let's save this.
Yeah, so many saved ones.
Yeah,
You're confused.
I've played around with it quite a bit.
Yeah.
So let's see. All right, so this one's a bit bigger in
Okay, a
terms of
bit bigger.
numbers.
Okay, all right. Okay, can you also show us how to reduce the size of it if we do get the error that our PDF is too big?
Yeah, I think the I love PDF does have a compression tool. Sure,
Compress PDF.
is it here?
Yeah, third one from the top, right?
Oh, sure.
There you go. It's okay.
Okay, so this is an option for you to use. It'll be your best friend when you start getting stressed out with your file size when you want to
Yeah,
file it in
exactly.
court. Um, so the options here, the very extreme really makes it well sort of unreadable. But let's play that. Let's go and see how it looks like afterwards. Okay, it went from 1.23 megabytes to 419 kilobytes,
It's really small.
and it's not too
Oh,
bad.
yeah, but you probably
Yeah,
can't.
which is not too bad. Let's see this other cases. Yep,
Okay.
even with this, I think I
Well,
know we've done it a few times. Sometimes we do need to compress double, triple times.
mhm,
I
mm,
don't recommend it. It does look really muddy.
yeah.
Sometimes you cannot read. What happens is usually I don't recommend it, but if you need to do it, you compress it multiple times when you send it to court, and then before court, you get your case management date. At the case management date, you ask to have a look at the court documents, and they will give you the file right for you to refer, and then just give
Mm,
them the proper file.
true.
But also
Okay.
they do ask you to email over because sometimes some documents are missing. You just email over the ones to make
The
sure it's
full size one.
yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. Next question on Facebook. Are there many paid platforms? Which is the easiest to use and how much is it?
Paid platform, the official one is the Adobe Acrobat Pro DC. This
Okay.
one, there's two versions. There's the enterprise one, and there's also the personal one. Personal
Okay.
is about 80 ringgit, allows for it to be installed on three devices with two activated at the same time. Meaning, how I do it is I have one activated at home and I have another one activated in the
In the
computer in the
office.
office. So at any time, I can just work on either one.
Mm.
Um, I can also have it on, say, my laptop, my other computer here, but it cannot be activated. So if
Okay.
I do activate it, it does have the option of me turning off, disabling it on the other two computers which I've already installed it. So actually, you can just have it running on actually three devices, and at any time you can elect to remove one or deactivate one, allow the other one to open. So yeah, but
Okay.
there is also the enterprise one. It is a bit more expensive. It's per user. It's about 70-80 ringgit also. Um, but it is meant for corporations, lah. So you can go buy a full license for 10 people or more,
Mm.
and it depends on how you feel that your comfort level of using paid versions are, and officially not utilizing private personal software as your own office.
Mm. Basically, depends on how many people in your office need it and all that. So these are all
Yeah,
considerations to decide.
yeah.
But basically, the personal one is enough, right? If you want to pay just the 80 ringgit a month,
That's enough already.
more than enough.
Basically, yeah, it's more than enough because unless you're really using it for a whole team sort of basis, then you have to actually consider all this other how many people you want to use, how many actually do need to use it. If it's purely preparing for bundles, maybe just your clerks who do it. You might not even need the full suite of the tools
Mm,
that's
yeah.
available. What drove us to actually buy it was we were really in need of the protection tool that was necessary for our corporate documents. That tool itself, proved to be very useful for us, where we had to, I think, on every 3 day basis, every 3 days, every 2 days, we had one contract going out.
Mm.
We sent out sometimes PDF documents. It came back as Word documents when it first started out. We slowly worked on that, and then we tweaked it. We put in watermarks. We put in the protection. Then after a while, our clients and all will tell us they cannot amend it anymore. That's when we started agreeing. Okay, then we started using it, utilizing it. You saw just now my level of protection. The I think my policies, I have like multiple
Oh,
policies
okay.
for each client itself.
Okay. All right.
So
Okay.
each
Got
project has
it.
their own level of protection, passwords, makes it easier. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
One thing, we also need to highlight PDFs as well for Court of Appeal
Mm,
bundles normally. So maybe you can just show that as well.
yep. Okay, so this is not a computer one. Um, yeah. So this is what we prepared just now. Very fairly easy, straightforward.
Two.
Highlighted. There's a highlighting tool,
Done.
and it's quickly
Okay.
done.
Okay.
Um, there is a special feature which I'm still learning, and I don't know whether you want to learn. Um, where, where is it? Let's see. I was here the other day. I'm still playing around with it.
Very
Sorry.
secret.
Yeah,
No, it's okay. I guess if we you can just highlight, it's fine.
yeah. No, I was
Yeah.
thinking because there was a tool showed by another member of the bar to me, where you
Okay.
can actually link specific points inside your PDF. Um,
Into?
so say you're working on your submissions
Yes.
and you have the specific points of your, say, this paragraph you want to quote, you
Correct.
can actually do a sort of hyperlink to this portion.
Oh, so if you just
But
click it on the submission, it links to
yeah, so when you
the
click, yeah, so when you actually prepare for your submissions, you are able to click it on your own PDF portion, and it, provided you have saved both portions, saved both documents on your computer or your thumb drive, or depending on what device you're using, it automatically links and then will open up that specific portion. So say
oh,
you're presenting to court and you're using the Skype, not Skype, sorry, the
Zoom.
Zoom presentation in COA,
Yeah.
or High Court, yeah, then that works very well. You don't need to start flipping pages, multiple pages, and it opens directly to the specific points of
Correct.
where you elect.
Okay.
But I'm still also learning. Yeah, if I'm not
Okay, it's
wrong.
okay. Maybe if we have a third part to our webinar, so maybe if we all
Yeah,
figure it out, we'll show it in
that
the third
is.
part.
I've
Yeah.
also just been shown that one recently, and I've never
Yeah, I
had an
know
opportunity
honestly,
yet
this whole
to use.
tech thing is a learning process for everyone, clearly, even for
Yeah,
Imran. So we'll all learn together. So if we do figure it out, we'll show that in part three.
yeah. I haven't
Um,
had a chance to actually try it out. Still waiting for my next court appeal method to use
yeah,
this.
it does sound very useful actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
I played around the other day, but I couldn't.
okay. Another
It,
thing, Imran, also when you highlight a document, I've
hmm?
tried uploading on EFS a highlighted document, but it says that oh, there's been annotations that have been made on your PDF.
Okay,
So so they don't allow you to upload that.
interesting.
So the solution to that, I know it's not my webinar, but
No worries. Yeah.
is to actually print it just for members to see it. So you just
Mm,
print the document and then save as PDF.
yeah.
Yeah. So essentially that will then
So
It
you're
will
saying
be annotation. Yeah,
the
so
print and
we'll
then
just
save it
save
as.
as PDF. Microsoft Print PDF. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, there you go. That's a
yeah. So,
trick.
so if
I
you
learned
print it,
something
yeah,
new.
then basically the highlighting is no longer an annotation or edited thing. It'll be on the file. So
Yeah.
when you upload it, you won't have any problems. Okay, so
So essentially, yeah.
okay. How about okay? You know how Imran this has automatic bookmarks.
Yep.
So do you know how I can insert a bookmark manually?
Oh yeah. Say, I mean, this is your bookmark is associated to the file itself.
Correct.
Say I want to bookmark a specific portion. Let's say here. Um, yeah. And it's a new bookmark here. I don't know. Say you want to do a reference
Mm,
one. So or authority one where you want to use it, right? This can
correct.
also be a form of. So say, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
basically,
you
the ones that's automatically inserted is here, but you can also create your own.
okay. All right. I think that is all the questions I have, and so far I don't see any other questions on YouTube or Facebook. So Imran, is there anything else you want to share with us, or
Uh,
that's all?
that's all. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a learning process. I think all of us have to start getting used to working directly, with documents that we have,
Correct.
preparing things, based on as much as possible. We also try to reduce printing documents. We're
Correct.
all working from home right now, and then our access to whatever documents or facilities is mostly in the office. So by doing it this way, most of your documents, if you see, are already in PDF form. It's very easy for you to actually just pull it apart. If you want to do your record, what I showed just now, you can remove certain pages. You can take out and move it around. So the whole thing is actually very easy. It's available online. There's tools that's already available outside. There's free versions, there's paid versions. I think it's time that we just start, adopting and using all these tools, and don't be too afraid about it. I know some people where they say, when you're learning something new, you're just afraid you wrongly do it and then the whole thing explodes and you no longer have any documents. It doesn't happen that way. And try to save before you do any form of
Correct.
new documents, trying something new. Uh,
Yeah. You
don't
can always
go try
trial
to
and
find
error with
yeah, it's
random
all trial and error.
documents.
You'll find
Yeah.
your own process of actually best practices when you start using it a lot more. I think even like the highlighting just now, I didn't think of it that way. Thank you very much.
No, it's okay. It's for my personal experience because that happens when I highlight before I
Yeah,
e-file. So yeah, so I
yeah.
just start putting that in. But yeah, essentially, thank you so much, Imran, for sharing
No
today.
worries.
I really appreciate
Glad.
it.
Yeah, I'm
Thank you
happy to
on behalf
share
of
all this.
the whole of Johor Bahru as well. For members joining, don't forget if you want your speedy points, just fill up your particulars at the link that's been shared. Um, Also, I have to promote our next webinar. So the next webinar is called The Fundamentals of Artificial Intelligence and its Synthesis with Intellectual Property Law Advocacy. So clearly, I need to attend the webinar because I don't know much about that. So yeah, so that is on 30th July. So please join that webinar. Um, Other than that, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in our next one. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.